Alright, that's good enough for the girls, I know. Anyways, I see that there's one person in the chat right now. Welcome. Sort of doing like an impromptu quick challenge run here. For those of you who don't know, my name is Sibbles and Bits. I have a YouTube channel of the same name. Pretty much just playing, I generally play high level Arcanium, all random on Apex. And today, we are going to be playing some Arena. Now, this is actually a very good team for this. Okay. Generally speaking, I generally don't play Arena because it's a bit too easy for my taste, but I recently found out that there is a achievement in the game for beating Arena while having sustained 10 injuries, and that's the kind of spice that I'm looking for. So that's what we're pretty much going to go for today. Now, for those of you who might be followers who, decided to queue in, you got a ping stating that this is just a quick little challenge run that I'm trying to do in between prior commitments. I'm trying to get this done in 3 hours. And on Arena, that gives us enough time to have a failed run and then hopefully a successful run. I don't think that, famous last words, right? I don't think that the run itself is going to be particularly difficult. I think the most difficulty that's going to come of this challenge is getting the 10 injuries because there is a upgrade that you can get, or a curse, I suppose. I think they call them Banes, that will increase the odds of you gaining an injury while you are incapacitated, or an extra injury. So if we choose one person and sack them for 7 fights, we still need to somehow get extra injuries on the team. And I believe sometimes you can even not sustain injuries. Don't quite know a lot about the mode itself because again I don't play a lot of it. So we randomized a team, and this is looking pretty good. We've got Leon here with the AoE shield and power. We would prefer to have had immune likely. We've got Angorn as our Sat King. He's probably going to be dying a lot. And then we've got Lady just to do lady things and absolutely win. Since we are trying to sustain these injuries, it's going to be very important that we have two heroes that are capable of winning Arena just by themselves. And Leon and Lady are definitely two heroes that could do that. I would probably prefer to have Leon here, or sorry, not Leon, Lazar, but that's what all random do, right? Otherwise, we've got pretty good synergies here. I actually really dig Angorn with Spiritual Bond now that they've reduced the cost of his ultimate, and it's really going to help Leon out quite a bit. Anyways, let's get to this. I know there's only one of you in the chat. I don't know who it is, but, if you have any questions or comments, just want to chill and chat, by all means go ahead. Even though I'm pretty much just doing this for a little challenge run and to record it for the live web. I'm not against... I'm not against, having conversations and stuff like that. So don't feel like just because I'm here trying to get this done that I don't have time to read chat and chat with you guys. Renewal's pretty good. I'm almost afraid that Spore Burst is going to be too good for us. If that makes any sense. Like, we might kill enemies before they have a chance to kill Angorn. Angorn with blurring speed is pretty hilarious, actually. If this was a normal run, I'd probably try and do the Angorn Infinite. We're going to go ahead and go with Spore Burst, I guess. We've got two Bolster cards here, but we would prefer to have Bolster that actually deals damage, like Power Grip. That's great. got Galvanized. When this upgrades, it gets to 2 ward. That's quite significant. And then we got a Retained Shield here. Also incredibly good. Otherwise, like blinds and stuff like that, like, hopefully these shouldn't be necessary. And Taunt is actually a little weird because of the fact that we don't really want to taunt off of Angorn if he's going to be our sacrificial lamb, so to speak. So I'm thinking Power Grip here, especially with his ultimate being Holy Bastion. We should be able to stack quite a bit of power, and that'll give us quite a bit of damage as well. So really feeling that. Take that. Being offered Blade Storm is a little interesting. Vicious Strike and Pierce Heart, Vault Strike, these are all incredibly good cards, but I don't know if we're technically going to be able to have Vulnerable on enemies all the time. And so this basically just becomes a 1 for 5, and it's an okay card. It needs that Vulnerable in order for this card to pop off. Whereas Blade Storm is Shield Steal. It's incredibly good. It's also a blue card, so we get an additional 2 block due to Lady's passive after that. Duel is, again, like, interesting. Buckshot, a red combo, is pretty spicy. Not really feeling it. Yeah, we might gamble on Pierce Heart here. That might be what we have to do. Because this is going to have the ludicrous damage. The only question is okay, so if, let's say that we do have Vulnerable on the enemy and we go ahead and we use Pierce Heart early game. That's going to deal 28 damage. I suppose that's more than Lady would normally be able to do at the early game. But the main problem is that we actually cannot use it because the only Vulnerable that we have is Vicious Strike right now. So, poses kind of a problem. But we could still pick it up, keep it in the pocket, and just hope for better sources of Vulnerable later. We could even take Vault Strike. It's literally a better Flechet Strike. Yeah, we'll go with that. And Lady will just keep at that amount of cards for now. Now, I do want the extra power in an area, so that means that we want to go ahead and put Leon at 12. And we'll just take out Flechet Strike, replace it with Vault Strike because it's just better. And Vicious Strike can probably replace a Flechet Strike as well. Just add some Vulnerable. Angorn. Not sure how I feel about Rocket Jump, honestly. But Nature Bolt is good damage. I like replacing those. Really do want to put you at 12 cards, but I don't want a bunch of poison in your deck, honestly. We'll go with this for now. Who's giving us the most money? Nobody. Goblin Looter is a little aggro, but of course this is just baseline difficulty, so he's not really too much of a concern. I should be able to take this. My only main concern is take 1 might upon getting hit. Could pose quite a bit of damage, but we have access to power. Maybe we'll be able to just burst down Corrupted Lady. That'll be quite useful. Otherwise, this is just an annoying fight, really. 2 damage and apply root upon being hit. Not sure I appreciate that. So, we'll go over. We'll fight Lady. I think what we actually want is we want Angorn over here because Goblin Looter is going to be dealing not a lot, but a significant amount of damage. Hopefully enough to actually, like, punch through there. This is also a little bit awkward. So we're going to do this. That'll do it. Go ahead, give Leon a little bit of regen, basically to act as like extra shielding. Sounds good to me. Alright. This is continuing to look relatively good, except for we don't have a taunt to really work around this here. It shouldn't be an issue, honestly. I mean, we pretty much can't do anything except this anyways. Liking that. Honestly, don't know how to feel about this either. Guess we'll throw that out there, which is kind of spiced. There we go. Alright, so now we need to finish this lane as soon as possible, if we're ever going to actually get anywhere. You got gain wound at the start of each turn. That's actually like perfect. It's a very good wound for us to be having. Oh, here we go. Just get rid of that guy as soon as possible. Alright, this is honestly looking relatively good as well. We're going to have to take care of this guy, otherwise he's going to become a problem. So we're going to just set up for that. And the lady's kind of in an awkward spot, not going to lie. Here we go. One thing that we're going to want to make sure to do is to make sure to get all the gold from killing these side lanes, due to the fact that we are going to be sustaining damage, and without Angorn really there to help take care of it, it's going to add up to quite a lot. So we're going to be spending a lot of money on heals, actually. I probably should have looked at that, but we're fine here. I think we're fine here. We actually might not be. We're going to be dealing a lot of damage here. Maybe what we do is we just pretty much skip this turn here. Yeah, go into this. Take care of that damage. Then the lady can take a little bit, that's fine. And then if I hit her with these, then you'll take another 6, which is kind of spookum, so we're just going to actually hold off on that. And this turn we pretty much have to push for the win. Which I don't think is actually going to happen. So we're going to take the corruption damage instead. Little spookums. There we go. So we need to work on our defense and our sustain a little bit. Burn might work, but I'm thinking Agar's Dominion on Leon just to be able to get a little bit more extra damage out there is going to actually add up quite a bit. Another power grip is kind of funny, honestly. That's our sustain right there. It's also bolster, which is kind of what we're looking for. Otherwise, looking at these other things, Chrono Shield's interesting at keeping Angorn alive just enough. Dodge is pretty good on Lady. Another Vault Strike even. This is actually a very good kit right here. That's rough. Because I'm definitely feeling these. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take these. We want mutations to appear because they make us money. As do hazards, so we're going to be going there. So we just need to figure out how we're going to set this up. Galvanize currently isn't good, so we're going to get rid of that. Is -1 cost on this worth? Not entirely convinced. We can probably drop Heroic Strike. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but go ahead, put these Crusader Strikes back in there. That's looking slightly better, yeah. Alright, upgrade one ability of your choice for your team, pretty good. Restore health to a hero of your choice, also pretty good. Not really digging any of that, honestly. Alright, we're just gonna heal. Then we're gonna snack on you. This is currently where the money's at, so I'm thinking we're gonna do this one. Elder Genie is also, like, hilariously easy. Again, hashtag famous last words. I am very worried about the Brood Sentinel. That will ult us for, like, I believe 38 on base difficulty. Somewhere around there, like 35, 36, 38. And, obviously, we don't necessarily like that. Dark Ranger is also quite annoying, especially because he gets his passive and we can only deal 25 a turn to him. But we're also not likely looking at that. And then, of course, everyone's going to have Shock, too, which is actually better for us than it is for them. Elite Dark Ranger does have a multi-strike attack, though, so it's a little spooky. And after reviewing the play, we're going to do something like this. Now, unfortunately, Angorn's passive is pretty much wasted because he's just going to go ahead and hit himself every single time. I'm wondering here if this is worth it. If we apply 6 regen, right? Yeah, 6 regen. Hmm. just go ahead and hit you. This is honestly going to be a very rough fight. You're still dead. And not gonna lie, this might honestly be a wipe. I think I'm really feeling this just to get rid of you next turn. We got concussion, gain 1 less HP at the start of each turn. Interesting. This is going to be much less damage, so we'll take it. This fight is actually probably going to be a-okay, because you're going to do the AoE block shield, except you're giving might to this man, which is honestly not fun. And you have thorns on you now. Might I ask you why? Should be able to get away with something like this. I think we might have to skip this elite here and just face race the boss. Especially with that ultimate inbound. But what exactly does that look like? I'm gonna guess something like this. Well, we're in it now, chat. We might actually be able to get both of these guys. It's not gonna be fun, though. It will not be fun. Okay. Eat that passive for lady. It'll have to be next turn. But we made it. And of course you wouldn't actually let me lifesteal there, would you? Unless... It's only for like 2, but it's something. Guess Ember Flame Bracers is the best thing we got here. Okay, so... Or so. Hardened Plus is also very good. These might actually allow Angorn to keep himself alive longer. I think we honestly take these. Otherwise, Brace? Not necessarily bad. But I just don't see us using it quite a lot. Frostbolt is also pretty good. And of course, Protection Aura. Protection Aura could actually be quite significant. Just another 4 free block every turn that it's up. That's rough. And we're theoretically going to have that more than we are going to have Angorn. But Harden's just so good. I think we got to take that. That's so rough. Now, it's definitely a concern that maybe we should just AoE heal everybody here. But I feel like we need at least a little bit more Zazz on... well, I guess we got Bolster. We can get away with this. So we're going to AoE heal. We'll heal off this. So we don't have to heal the next shop. Your bolster cards cost 1 less. That is absolutely significant. Otherwise, it's Paladin armor, actually, probably. Paladin armor is going to allow us to actually sustain Leon much better. Critical damage against targets with burn. Well, okay. Otherwise, it could even be Ancestral Bulwark. That way, Lady will be able to shield herself quite well. 6 block is nothing to scoff at, especially if you're using blue cards and you get another 6 block off of it. Then that'd be 12 block. That's pretty much going to be enough for a large portion of this game. Walking past Fiery Wand, though, it feels like a misplay. Gosh. No, I think we take Fiery Wand. It's rough, though. And then, of course, Holy Aura. If we can upgrade you, then that would also be worth it. And then that would pretty much be the defense that we need. Otherwise, Arcane Chakram isn't bad either, to be honest. Huh. I think we take Holy Aura and just hope for an upgrade. Because I don't think it's worth putting in our deck as of right now. And now that we've actually got some stuff, let's actually put the AP on Leon, because he's going to have to install a lot of supers and stuff like that. Rampant Mutations, always. Always. Transmute 1 artifact of your choice into one of a higher rarity. We don't really need that. Blessing of a random color is also pretty good. Better chance for hazards is also something that we want, and we want to upgrade an ability. So we're taking this, and we're going to put it on Holy Aura, so that it's actually usable. Then, of course, Crowd's Champion. This could be anything. Could even be a boat, but I think that we need to keep the ability for us to heal, because our ability to heal is going to get more and more expensive. And if we haven't reached that air quotes critical mass deal, then it's going to be really kind of a problem. Holy Chalice on Leon is absolutely insane, and Infernal Lash is basically exactly what we were looking to. This is worth one heal, absolutely. So let's make this work. Crusader Strikes, we can get rid of those most likely. A lady's going to have the other lanes. Holy Aura in place. Did we not take Protection Aura? Oh no, what did we do? What did we do? Rocket Jump actually isn't bad since we have Bolster. Okay, we got these. We got these. Lady is too hot to handle. Got our item. Got Hardened Rites of Nature, so this gives us our upgraded ultimate, which is what we want. We've only got one Vine Lash in the deck, which feels pretty good, man. We still don't have access to Vulnerable, so we really don't want to put Pierce Heart in there still yet. If we can get an upgrade on Galvanize, that'd be huge. Okay, I'm finally thinking that we've breached the point at which we are a little spooked. Both of these are being annoying as hell. Apply 6 burn the first time it's dealt damage in a turn. That's a little rough. That is indeed a little rough. Misty applies 1 shock upon getting hit. That's also kind of rough. We honestly got bad setups for these here. But we deal crit. We can probably take out Misty in like 3 turns. She has a shield phase. That's when we're going to want to deal like buku damage. Okay. We might skip the side lanes on this one. You're being attacked. This is perfect. Oh, this is the... Oh. 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 It's looking pretty good, though, honestly. Install that. Dash. Pop. That's relatively good. Does this crit since you're in this lane? No. Okay. That's fine by me. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this wild and crazy ride. Spore Burst is great. Let's get that to help with the block. I really don't know what the heck we can actually do here. Best thing we can really do is something like this. Just for the damage. Can't really do something about interrupting her, but at least we got that damage out. Then of course, if we do this... No, not really. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, you're going to take a lot of damage here. But that's good because we need Angorn to get bopped. Beautimus. Oh no, you have too much shield. Restore 10 health in an area at the start of each turn. Yeah. Holy Chalice with Holy Aura is just insane, by the way. We might actually get away with getting these side lanes done. Heal you, since we're pretty much going to run into an issue here. In fact, you know what? This is a little funky. I think we do this. And I think we can actually afford... Oh, never mind. We're going to do some cheeky stuff here to get Angorn killed. Because that's the way we are. Whoop. We're working on it. If I do... There's going to be some weird ordering, but just to make sure that we don't blow ourselves up on this guy. And, hold up. Yeah, you're just dead. We'll save that then. Perfect. Start that going. Might as well get that out there, really. Although, let's wait till you have some power, honestly. Or we just won't. Gotta get a grip. That's pretty good. I kind of wish that there was something that would allow you to stack power. Oh no, you've got to get killed! What have I done? That would actually be too good. Oh, I'm gonna do something like this then. Make sure to charge our ultimate. Angorn's dead. Perfect. As all things should be. Angorn mains, stay the fuck back. Alright, you're about to be destroyed. Okay, if you hit him, you are going to die, and we want to kill this guy over here, so we're going to do this instead. You're still perfectly blocked, as all things should be. Shwoop. Good stuff. This is exactly how we want to be. Angorn is dead, and both of our other heroes are full health. Apply vulnerable when you deal 20 or more damage at once. That's possible. The one problem about it, though, is that we've already got this self-shielding, self-crit setup. And so that makes Sunshatter Blade kind of like bad, honestly. Add investment on Leon would, at least for the time being, allow us to reduce the cost of Lightwell, which helps him shield, which helps him heal. And we like all of those things. Otherwise, maybe Razor Shard on Leon actually would be kind of cheeky. We could put these Crusader strikes back into his deck because they deal 3. He's going to gain like frickin' 3 mites, and then he can utilize that in something like Power Grip. But the problem is with that strategy is that it's going to be actually very hard for him to keep doing that because he stacks so much goddamn power. He's gonna just end up doing too much damage. Like, if we were to have it on Power Grip, he'd deal 6 damage, which is too much, so then you wouldn't gain any might there. And I believe this rounds up? Maybe it rounds down. But I think it's going to be 5 once we have power, in which case we won't get Razor Shard at all. So, our setup really can't use Razor Shard. So we're going to take this bad boy. Feels weird not taking Sunshatter Blade, but we just currently don't have the payout on Leon. Alright, Divine Aegis actually kind of hurts us. We don't need Crusader Aura. Light of Dawn, though. Oh, baby. That feels pretty good. A second Pierce Heart, Keck W. Entrench, no. Cold Snap, maybe. We might be able to get away with Cold Snap. It also works on bosses. It might be Cold Snap. Otherwise, Intoxicate, apply 1 poison per regen on you. You're never going to stack up regen because you're always supposed to die. Prismatic Barrier, we could put that on Leon for 1 immune, but I don't know, I'm really not feeling it. Give me the money. We're back in our ways. Now, if we're going bolster on Leon, he needs all the cards that he can get. Hero starting health reduced by 20%. Like, we could get away with that, but with the way that we're playing this right now, I'm not really a fan of it. Super elites and bosses have more health. We could probably do that as well. There's only a couple of bosses that scale off of their health values. Otherwise, Displeased Crowd, perk cost increased actually isn't as bad as it sounds. We're going to have too much money anyways, now that we don't functionally have to heal anymore. Yeah, that seems like the safest route. Any money? Any money? We got money here. You've got Volatile Blood. Sounds cute. Restore 20 health to a hero of your choice. Restore 15 and elites and bosses deal more damage. We need more injuries. Why do you do this? This interesting minion shop? Wandering Banshee? If we could somehow keep it alive, that's the vulnerable we need for Pierce Heart, but I don't know if we can keep it alive. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and re-roll this. Cleansing Touch is great, except for Angorn's never going to be alive. Unstable Ghoul is pretty freaking good, though. Did you get buffed? I swore you dealt less damage before. That's crazy. Anyways, this shop is pretty much a bust. So, who had the money? You had the money. What is yours? Returns 100% of the first direct damage taken in a turn. I think we can deal with that, because you also won't be burned at the start. So even Lady could do this. Yeah, this will be fine. We just need to make sure that we're ready when the ult comes out. Because we're going to be too busy focusing you. Yeah. Lose 1 health whenever you play a card. That's perfect, Angorn. Thank you. You're being so helpful lately. Do I actually want to do this? Let's keep you alive for a little longer at least. Oh, that's backlash, not regen. Hilarious. Angorn on the precipice of destruction. We can actually get that off. Holy Aura all day, every day. I'm debating if I want to do that. It'd do a lot of damage to you, because we're going to have our ult this turn. Yeah, we'll keep Angorn alive. It'll be very easy to kill him, actually. All we gotta do is play cards. That's a stun. That is not fun. Oh boy! Not exactly what I was looking for. It's a card to play. This is admittedly a little weird. Pop you. We were very lucky that he decided to cleanse on this turn. Keep Holy Aura rising. That's not really going to do much of anything, but we might as well do it. This is going to be fine next turn. I am not concerned. You'll be dead soon. So now I heal everybody for 8. Kind of good if you ask me. We are slowed. I am weak. We are being attacked twice. This is actually quite conducive to our strategy. I'll heal another 6 because we have Spirit from being hit prior. You're going to hit us with 3 weak. That's actually quite bad for us. You, on the other hand, are dead. Okay. Well, we're going to take the retain, honestly. And this is pretty much just going to heal up all the stuff that we're about to lose. Okay, so we survived the ult, and that's pretty much all that matters. Let's just keep installing this, because why not? And I want to do something like this, I believe. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but it's a necessary evil. Power grip, let's go. And we're gonna help this man here. This guy should be done in a couple of turns. And then we can work on Black Fang. Which is going to be very particular because we need to make sure not to blow up Lady against him. Actually, hold up. Let's actually get this rolling. Goodbye. Okay. The fight is now under control. And the primary thing we want to do is pummel first. Yeah, this is pretty much over. We do not have a pummel, so what we're going to have to do is do this instead. It's a little awkward. Oh, actually, you have backlash out. Is this going to be enough? It's going to be a little rough, that's for sure. Yep. We're good. Paragon of Wisdom is theoretically... Oh, I mean, it's broken on anybody, really. I think we take that. See, Leon shielding for +2 every turn. Healing for +3 every turn. I think that's definitely better than ad investment for us. Yeah, we 100% take this. Well, we can't equip it to him yet, though. Solar Fissure will allow him to get his ultimate more to provide more shielding. I actually really like that. It's another ranged attack, too, in case we run into another Brood Sentinel or something like that. Another Vicious Strike would almost allow us to use Pierce Heart, but again, we need to actually like stack Vulnerable, which would require these... Oh, those don't even scale that. I'm not really even feeling that at all. Otherwise, Touche is pretty good. Touche is like very good. But I'm kind of liking the Solar Fissure. I don't know, this is rough. It might even be... Go with this. Get rid of those Fléché Strikes so that we can always apply some Vulnerable down. And if we happen to get 2... Yeah, I don't know. We don't even have the AP to do Vicious Strike into Pierce Heart. So we got to consider that as well. I mean, if I'm debating gold, we should take Solar Fissure, 100%. Aegis Potion's pretty good for us. Duelist Rapier is pretty good for us too. Wild Raiment is just going to make our job harder. Royal Breastplate might honestly be the play. Just to get more shielding, but we probably want more damage, honestly. We've got great shielding. Okay. Scaro Chakram would make Angorn deal some damage before he dies. It's looking pretty good, honestly. A lot better than these other ones. Zora's Longsight, though. Man, like, the thing is that Lady's pretty set. Perhaps the play was to pivot into Blue Lady and then take the breastplate, because then that's basically Infernal Lash. We have all blue cards or mostly blue cards. We're going to still get the same stuff going on. And then we could Zora's Longsight, and then we wouldn't even have to do like that movement shenanigans with the one cursed lane. Anyways, I think we're going to have to do Scaro Chakram. I'm going to put that on Angorn just so that he's doing something. Anything. Slice and dice. That's quite significant. I think it's better than nothing. Armor up is also significant, but we have our shielding pretty much under wraps. If this was a normal run, armor up would be pretty good in our current situation. But I think Slice and Dice is what we need just to get some more AoE damage out there, because that's kind of where we lack. It's hard for us to deal damage to targets we actually want to deal damage to. I don't think that we can fit that yet, except when we do this. That'll pretty much solve all of Lady's, like, AP problems. Here we go, lasting injuries. That's what we needed like 3 freaking floors ago. Oh, nice, another injury. Let's get Lady some stuff. A third Vicious Strike, exposed weakness. Okay, now I'm looking like a fool. I also like the deal damage execute, to be honest. That's... especially in Arena when enemies don't have health. That's going to be crazy. That's going to be absolutely insane. Otherwise, exposed weakness could, we could fold it into here, but we didn't take that second Vicious Strike, and obviously we can't take this Vicious Strike here. Because we are able to play Vicious Strike exposed weakness, or now that we have 4 AP, we could do, you know, Vicious Strike into Pierce Heart, but now we're looking for a very specific hand, which probably isn't going to happen, right? So, if we had just a little bit more vulnerable, exposed weakness wouldn't be bad, just to make sure that we set ourselves up for Pierce Heart, which is going to be ridiculous freaking damage if we ever get it to work. But it might just be better for us to just do coup de grace and like execute things, because that's like free AP, but also like execute so freaking good. Oh man. I feel like exposed weakness isn't a bad play though. Cause like what would it honestly, what does disarm upgrade into again? 18? Eh? We're likely gonna have vulnerable down. Well, not really. Honestly, a second Vicious Strike might be the right move. That's crazy. Get rid of this Fléché Strike here for another Vicious Strike. And then one of these dual strikes could honestly just become our Slice and Dice. And we'd be looking pretty good. Or maybe even this Vault Strike. Simply because these hit more on an average basis. Interesting. That's super interesting. I would really like to see another Vicious Strike, and I think that that's a good play, but... man. Like, I seriously think that it's a vicious strike, but I feel like that'd be so weird for anybody watching right now just to watch me take a green over two legendaries. Oh, you know what? We're gonna do it in our heart of hearts. Well, you've got 4. Fearful. Shuffle fear cards into your pile at the start of each battle. Man, you are just getting more and more useless, aren't you? Let's get this level. Then actually get a draw on lady. Yeah. Now that is a good card. I don't think we actually wanted to. I'll take that. It's the next best thing besides I forget what they are because all the cards are like the same name, but his I think Luminous Aegis is the name of it. It's Taunton and AoE draw 2 bolster cards. That would be incredibly good right now, but we have not been offered it. Okay, which of you guys is most likely to kill Angorn? That's the main question here. Oh, that shock is gonna be applied. But this is definitely the money here. Because we even... Oh wait, no, that's just from that. Maybe we do this and just phase race you? We could save you for now and just... Oh, hold up. Did we set up Lady correctly? We did not. Okay. Get rid of Flèche. Put in Vicious. Get rid of Vault. Do Slice and Dice. There we go. Yeah, we can just ignore you until the end. And then just kill you two. Look at him. Lose 2 health at the start of each turn. Oh, it just keeps getting better and better. Oh, I know how we do this, actually. I know how we do this. That's annoying, though. Can't believe that you would do this. Well, I mean, we're gonna eat it. And we swoop. Easy. Oh man, this is gonna be good. Yes. Oh, you didn't gain an extra. How dare you? Don't you know we have goals to meet? Will this kill? Maybe. I don't think we got time to find out. Hey, look at that, it kills. And get me out of here. It's cards. The vicious strikes are popping off, my lord. Sure, why not? Like, we honestly might have to purposefully get, like, Lady killed or something just to be able to actually meet our quota. I forget how many floors we have, but I don't think that we have a lot of them left. But the one thing that I know that is going to happen is if we sack Lady for another injury, I know she's going to be the one that gets 2 because Angorn's just being completely useless right now. And I don't like it. But I suppose we'll try and make it work, right? Now I just need to watch this man's health so that I don't accidentally bop him. $17. You won't die. Oh, lady. I'm sorry. If Angorn was better, you wouldn't have to do this. Oh my god. At least we can get over that one, honestly. It's not that bad. Pop. Apply 1 week per AP spent. I mean, it's something. It's actually... Hold up. Hold up. This might enable our Pierce Hearts. What would we even do, though? Get rid of Agar's Dominion. That might be the move here. Or honestly, even Illa's Spellbook on Leon wouldn't be too bad. 4 week goes a long way. Like, we know if we absolutely have to, like, sack Lady for another injury, we can do it just by swapping over dancing on Angorn's corpse. Huh. And then if he's applying week per AP spent, not necessarily, but he could very well, like, survive on his own. Otherwise, like, Dawnbreaker is just going to enable us. Then we get Pierce Heart, which with crits is going to deal like fucking 80 damage or some shit like that. It's going to be insane. We get rid of Slice and Dice at that point, and then put in Pierce Heart. But it's only the highest health enemy each turn, which means that it's going to be the boss. I guess we do go Illis Spellbook. Deflective Shield. It's a bolster card. God, if only these were upgraded. Actually, Arcane Ward isn't that bad. If it's drawing a card, if it draws a bolster card, then we're actually looking quite good. Otherwise, what do we got over here? Arcane Ward again. Outplay. Outplays, it's significant. Oh, we didn't even put in Duelist Rapier. Well, we are fools. Hmm. Okay, honestly. Give me the money. None of this stuff is more injuries. I guess increase our perk. Like, we're rich. We're filthy stinking rich. We don't have to worry about how soon are we? We've got 2 fights to go. You've got like 6. You've got 7. Okay, here's another one. So we're at 8. So we can make it. Regardless of if Angorn cooperates, we can make it now. Give ladies something. Honestly, give me that extra vicious strike. Upgrade ability of your choice for your team? Absolutely. We were looking at... Now, let's see. Now, obviously, I wish that I had taken the, What am I trying to say? Pierce Heart, I believe, at this point, is the play. It's going to go up to 20. We have 3 Vicious Strikes. If we need to delete something, we absolutely can now. We've got the combo. It could be Galvanize, actually. But if we would have taken the Arcane Ward, it would have been Chef's Kiss. Otherwise, I think we need to buy health simply because Lady is now injured. And we don't care about that. Keep up to 12 shields at the start of each turn is actually quite significant. I really like that. I like incredibly like that. But I just don't know who we're like. What do we replace for it? It's not better than. Oh, I guess it actually is better than the spirit, whatever it is. The goblet, holy chalice. I could see us getting rid of that for Armor of Kings. Since we might have to secure this, we probably should do that. Okay, so we said artifacts, Agar's Dominion for Illis Spellbook, Holy Chalice for Armor of Kings. Leon's looking stacked. And then Lady is replacing something with... I think it's something like... oh wait, no, it's something like this. Vicious Strike, Pierce Heart. Do we still do Slice and Dice? I don't think we do, honestly. Maybe we still put a Dual Strike in there. Whoa, what's this crazy lady start? The superior lady start. All right. So honestly, at this point, I don't think that we care about the whole gain one immune in an area at the start of each turn. We don't care. We're pretty much done worrying about, obviously, money. And we're done worrying about injuries. So long as this works out. 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oh, you. You can probably afford to do that. Oh, look at this. Okay. I feel like Lady's gonna be fine. However, might as well just take care of this shit. Make Angorn be stunned. Why not? Hmm. 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 Oof, I like it. Now don't dog me, Angorn. You need to get 2 injuries. You piece. Oh no, if I spend more AP then you won't die. You lose AP and stuff at the start of the turn though. We should be fine? Oh man, it's all fucked up. What have I done? Angorn's gonna live. Oh, that'll get him. There we go. Be deleted. I'm just gonna head over here. Disarm to get rid of one of those. Do I do that actually? Could do that over here. Oh no! Oh no, that hits everybody! Damage yourself. I'm screwing this all up. There we go, that'll do it. Throw that out there too, I guess. Shield this man. Not quite ready to say goodbye to Lady yet. Simply because I'm hoping that, you know, Angorn decides to be a hero for once in his life. Did you just take 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, Angorn! You beautiful dear, you. I don't even know if I care to actually, like, delete you. I mean, I guess you're vulnerable and on fire, so might as well. Okay. Now the funny thing is trying to make Angorn actually useful for the final battle. Take care of all that. Give Lady the power. And, just absolutely smatter this man. Oh my good lord, what the heck? Turns out Lady does damage? Oh no. Sounds like some fake news to me. Alright. We're looking good. We don't combo, we don't trigger, we don't have, you know, poison. Deal 3 elemental damage to all enemies whenever you play a card that costs 3 AP or more. Leon? Lady too? She's got Pierce Heart. This one's going to be the most useful. It's better than 60 gold. Evasive Strike. Eh? Eh. A second Pierce Heart? I just clicked on that. That's not what I'm looking at right now. Another Fierce War. Reckoning. Aw. Actually, yeah. We're going to take the gold. Then honestly, we're already popping. And Angorn's already useless. Just heal everybody and save the money. Oh man. How did this happen? How did I become a loot goblin? Vampiric Scepter is also pretty freaking good. I think that might be better than Infernal Lash for us on Lady. Yeah, it's probably better than Infernal Lash. Like, obviously, like, block is good. However, if we just don't get killed, Keck, then we don't really have to worry about anything, right? I mean, there's Royal Breastplate. That takes care of that problem. Otherwise, Crusader's Blade would allow Leon to do some damage, but we've already got damage solved. I suppose at this point we can actually take Wild Raiment and actually try to make Angorn do something? Anything? And then we just gotta remember to actually equip Luminous Aegis. Now... Now that we're set up, I honestly think that the play is to get one more draw on Leon. Oh no. Enemies drop less gold. Ooh, this one even has a... Remove 2 random injuries from your team. What the frick? I'll upgrade one ability of my choice for the team to have absolutely no deficit about it whatsoever. If this upgrades, we draw 3 bolster cards from our deck. That's pretty good. Then of course just upgrade 2 randoms. Intercept is good. Flechet Strike is unfortunate. We don't use it. What do we have here? Nothing. Get me out of here. Now, these turrets are freaking annoying because they get stasis after being hit. So I have to like try to actually one-shot them. Which, I mean, we'll eventually do. It's not really a concern as far as that. It's just going to be annoying. And there's lots of multi-strikes here too, which is... eh? I suppose, though, I should probably check the achievement. Give me a second here. Check the achievement and make sure that it's not 10 on one hero, it's 10 on the team. All the way down to these. Oh, I already did this! It is 10 or more injuries on your heroes, though, so I guess we're doing it on camera to prove that we did it. But I got the achievement back in September 23 during PTR. Oh, man. That's hilarious. I don't even know what Arcane Winds does. There's honestly no reason we shouldn't have this, though. Famous last words. Okay, let's focus these bad boys because they are gonna be bad boys. Well, what you gonna do? Deal 20 damage to all heroes at the end of the turn. Well, we're not gonna really be able to do much about that. Oh, jeez. Oh no! My Pierce Heart! It's broken! That's gonna be huge. I guess this is also going to be huge. Ah, Christ. I scuffed this up. I needed you to have one more AP. such a piece. Okay. So then I guess I just do this. Really no reason not to. You're gonna sunder me? Joke's on you, motherfucker. I'm already sundered. Okay, I still can't apply burn either. I don't actually think that that's gonna help us here. Wait, why are you... Okay. Understood. We got the wrong place, wrong time. This should still work out. I don't know how we save Angorn, though. Maybe we don't. I can't stasis you. You lost your attack. Get that ready for next turn, put you back over here. Okay, good to know. Maybe that's not intended. We should probably report that. Anyways, Chad, how are we doing? If we're able to draw Pierce Heart next turn, this fight's like literally over. But it is looking a bit spiced, what with getting the shock on the same turn as the turret's doing the multi-strike. No est bueno. And I honestly think that that's what we do as well. That's a stun. I don't like that. There's Pierce Heart. I'm liking it already. Gotta get a grip. Oh, did I forget to switch you over to Royal Breastplate? I just took off your thing entirely, didn't I? Wow. We didn't even put on Vampiric Scepter. Wow, we totally gimped ourselves. Anyways, we're fine. I'll admit though, Leon being stunned is hella spiced. Leon being stunned is hella spiced. Looking for that good old Pierce Heart again. There it is. We don't actually have a vulnerable though. It's quite sad. If we can get you into there though, and alive, that's a dead enemy. We're gonna have to push. Ow. You have immune? Okay, we'll wait till next turn then. We are shocked again. Shocked through the heart. There it is. Got a little bit spicy at the end. Having Vampiric Scepter would have obviously made a huge difference for Lady. That wouldn't have gotten that close. But there you go. That is Arena win with 10, with actually 12 injuries on team. And it's quite good that we managed to get that done, because I don't think with that we would have actually been able to do another run. Anyways, I think that we're going to shut down the stream then, because we were pretty much just doing this to space time between prior engagements, and we got it done. So unless you guys got anything to ask in the chat, I'll keep it up for like another 5 minutes, but after that I'm going to head on out.